Hello and welcome to this Flowcode tutorial, aligning objects on the panel. In this tutorial we will go over how to manipulate objects and their orientation in the system panel. We will use the values listed under the position heading of that object in the Properties panel. The position values are located here in the Properties panel. We will go over individually what each property represents and how it affects the object on the panel. Firstly, we have the world coordinates. These values can be defined as the number of units away from the origin the center of the object is. The origin is always located when x equals 0, y equals 0, and z equals 0. There is always a faint outline overlaid on the panel which shows where the origin is located. In this case, I have highlighted it in a stronger color. If we use this cube as an example, we can see that along the x-axis it is minus 50 units. And along the y-axis, it is positive 60 units. Note the orientation of the arrows in the top left-hand corner. Through this, we can see whether the x, y, and z values should be negative or positive. We can see that the shape is sat on the tabletop, but the value of z is 16 and not 0. This is because the world coordinates are taken from the center of the object. If we alter the value of z to be 0, we will see that the cube drops through the tabletop as the center of the object becomes z equals 0. We can manipulate the cube using these values, and they become invaluable when aligning objects. The next value is the world size value. This represents the actual size of the object as measurements dictated by the metric value, which is set in the root panel properties. As an example, I'll expand the width of the object to double its current value. Watch how it affects the object on the panel, and if we do this for all the values under world size, we should get a shape which is twice as big overall as our initial object. The newly resized object still maintains its world coordinates, however, as the center of the object has not changed position. For the next section, I think we will change the shape. A cuboid is not a good shape to demonstrate rotation. Okay, as you can see here, I have a cone pointing upwards. I can now change the rotation along the y-axis by 90 degrees to have it pointing to one side. If we change the x-axis rotation now, we can see how the arrow can point in all the different directions. There are additional options to manipulate the objects in the local space. However, this will be dealt with in another video. This concludes this Flowcode tutorial, aligning objects on the panel. Thank you for watching.